I'm very much sold on the idea of nuclear deterrence and also on nuclear security. And I want to point out that in the FY13 National Defense Authorization Act, Congress added language addressing the issue of nuclear weapons storage areas, WSAs, and quotes the 2008 SecDev Task Force on DoD Nuclear Weapons Management, which concluded, and I quote, "The closure of WSA at one of the bomber bases was a significant mistake with a negative operational impact," end quote. As it stands now, with the closure of the Barksdale WSA in 2007, we have a single point of failure in the outcome mission. And just to kind of expand a little bit, as you know, if we have all of our outcomes in one location, and for whatever reason we have to gear up for battle at some point, or maybe a higher level of alert, then obviously other nations can monitor our bombers going and picking up the outcomes from another location. It takes a little bit of the surprise effect away, and certainly it's important that we keep, again, nuclear assurance. So I just wanted to get your response. I know that a lot of this is driven by budget issues. We're talking about anywhere from $80 to $200 million going forward, if you include not just the standards that have to be brought to bear on the WSA site, but also the employment and other, I guess, device expenses. So what is your response? Is this something that we're going to be able to stand up at some point, maybe when we get past sequestration?
Sir, I think that it's something for us to go look at as time passes. I think particularly as we go forward and we begin to see a long-range strike platform come into being, I think where and how we base that, how we would support the dual-capable nature of that platform, just like we do with the B-52s today. We made some decisions about how to support the dual-capable nature of those B-52s. I think there are many questions for us to ask and that we will have to answer as we go forward. Today, as you say, that would be a very expensive proposition to try to go back and revisit. However, I can say that Commander of Global Strike Command and I have just met to discuss nuclear security. Yeah. And I know he has in his mind a review of that and the other storage areas because as we go forward, I think we recognize there's some investment that's going to have to be made to keep up to date with security standards and other things. I can tell you I think security-wise, we're in far better condition today than we were just a few years ago. But I think as we go forward to make additional security enhancements, it will be an opportunity for us to come back and take a hard look.
Right. And maybe to follow up and expand that a little bit more, does the Air Force and the Department of Defense remain committed to a nuclear triad as effective deterrence? You know, you just mentioned the long-range strike fighter platform that will eventually replace the B-52. There may be some that are critical of that, and certainly we followed that closely. B-52s at some point in time will be too old to fly. Now, they may be a century old before that happens. And as you know, General, they are doing an outstanding job as they are. But someday they're just simply going to wear out. Are we still committed to that nuclear triad and to the newer platform?
I am certainly committed to the nuclear triad. Strategic Command's position is that we are committed. I've seen, certainly I heard Secretary Panetta say more than once that the Department was committed. I've seen some written commitment to that effect from Secretary Hagel. It was the recommendation of the Nuclear Posture Review to sustain a triad, and that would certainly be my position going forward.